Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have a brand new pick a card reading for you guys today. And today we are looking at your Valentine's Day 2024 predictions. We're going to see what is on deck for you in terms of love, romance, and relationships for Valentine's Day this year. And I know I'm cutting it a little bit close, getting this up basically just the day before Valentine's Day, but hey, better to cut it close than to not get this up at all or for it to be up late or whatever the case may be. And of course, if you are seeing this after Valentine's Day and you're still curious to know what's going on, feel free to take these messages if they resonate anyways, because in a lot of ways, I intend my readings to be timeless as well. So if this connects for your own personal love situation, feel free to take that in if it resonates, if it makes sense for you. So I have 4 different piles here to choose from. And before I get into the pile choices or options for you guys today, I just want to invite you guys to go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up because that helps me out a lot here on the YouTube algorithm. And if you do enjoy my readings, if you like my content and you want to see more of it, I would like to invite you to go ahead and subscribe at this time and hit that notification bell, because by hitting the notification bell, you will be up to date and in the know every time there's a brand new reading or any new update, anytime I go live, any of those kinds of things, you will be the first in the know for that. Also, don't be shy, you guys. Feel free to drop me a comment in the comment section down below. I would love to hear from you, even if it's just a simple small emoji. And also, you guys, I have a lot of other offerings that I have here for you. Personal readings and my Patreon memberships, all that good stuff. Basically, the one-stop shop you can find everything on, whether it is your options for personal readings, oracle decks that I sell, and I provide, especially if you are a reader as well. You might find that interesting. The one-stop shop for everything is on my website, shadowandshine.com. So feel free to hop on over there at some point and check that out if your curiosity just so happens to point you in that direction. And my Patreon also has a lot of cool things going on there too. So, links to my website, my Patreon, my other social links, all that good stuff is in the description box down below. And it is not going to be up by the time this video goes up. It will actually be the next video following this one. But I'm going to be posting an introduction video, basically breaking down for you guys what my reading offerings are, the different things you can find on my website, more details on what would be involved in having a Patreon membership if you joined my Patreon, just all basically that information that is not in terms of a reading here on YouTube, but information that you guys may want to know and you may be curious and interested in. That video is going to be coming after this one is posted. So if you are seeing this before that video is posted, just stay tuned. It should be up sometime later in this week for you guys to check out. And if you're seeing this video after Valentine's Day, more than likely that introduction video is already up, so you can head on over to my homepage basically here on YouTube and check that out for yourself if you're interested to learn more about my Patreon memberships or the services that I offer for private readings and so on. So anyways, that's basically that, but I wanted to go ahead and give you guys at least a heads up on that. And now let's dive into our pile choices. Let's see what our options are for today's pick a card reading. So pile number 1 is pink opalite. We have all heart-shaped crystals for our options today because, of course, Valentine's Day, that just makes the most sense. So pink opalite, a pink opalite heart for pile number 1. Pile number 2, we have a little clear quartz heart, but still just as important. pile number 3, we have a rose quartz heart. I mean, we can't not have rose quartz for Valentine's Day reading. You know, it just makes the most sense. And finally, for our last one, I can't remember what kind of crystal it is exactly, but it is super cool. It's this more like very pale purpley kind of color. And look how sparkly it is right in here. It's so cool. But it's also another heart. It's definitely some kind of aura. It's an aura crystal. I know that much. It's an aura crystal, but that one is pile number 4. So go ahead and choose your pile. You can choose by number, by crystal, simply by what stands out to you and resonates to you the most. You can choose one or you can choose multiple piles. That is totally up to you. But for now, we are going to go ahead and get started here with pile number 1, our pink opalite group. Hi, pile 1. If you chose the pink opalite heart, then this is going to be the reading for you to find out what is in store for you for Valentine's Day 2024. Good stuff. All right. So we are going to get started here with your Romance Angels cards. I mean, Romance Angels makes total sense, obviously, for Valentine's Day. So let's see what you guys got. All right. You deserve love. You are lovable. Oh, this is a great way to kick off this reading, you guys. So yeah, you know, this makes the most sense. It's like, I know it's going to sound cliche, you guys, but it's that whole thing of you can't love anyone else until you love yourself kind of a thing. And it may be cliche, it may be annoying to hear, but that's so true. You know, a lot of the times we forget that we are worthy of love. We forget to love ourselves. And when we forget to do that, we settle for less than what we deserve. We either settle for breadcrumbs from somebody, from someone who isn't meeting us where we really need certain things in a relationship, or we'll settle for a situation out of desperation, out of loneliness, out of obligation, out of a lot of different reasons, but a lot of like unhealthy reasons, out of a lot of reasons that are not good for us. But the truth is, you are worth so much more. You are worth crazy, passionate, amazing, earth-shattering love. The kind of love that is as deep as the ocean, the kind of love that is stable and solid, and it has like a rock solid foundation, but is not boring at the same time, where there is wild and crazy passion, but there's like amazing depths, there's intimacy, there's trust. You guys value one another, where it's that combination of someone who is your best friend and there's passion. And the bottom line is you guys are each other's life partners. You guys are soulmates. You guys, you know, are there for each other, and you wipe each other's tears away when you're struggling, and you laugh together when times are good, and everything in between. It's that kind of love where it's like, even if it's a totally boring and mundane day, you could be sitting in total silence and be completely comfortable with each other, and it wouldn't be awkward or anything. So you deserve that kind of love. You know, whatever that amazing love and relationship looks like to you, you're not crazy for wanting that. You're not crazy for asking that. You do deserve it. And if it's not in your life right now, if it hasn't been showing up in your life right now, I feel like the reason why is because you forget that you are worthy of that. So this is a good reminder that you're worthy of it. Embrace that. We also have getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. So this indicates to me that you could currently be connected to somebody where it's either a brand new situation, it's brand new where you're just getting to know this person, or if this person has been in your life for a while, it could be something rekindled. Like maybe this was someone that you knew from your past years and years ago, and you have just recently maybe like rekindled things and they're newly back in your life, but it's like, you know, who you were like 10 years ago is not the same person that you are today, kind of a thing. So either way, there's a newness, there's a freshness to this situation, whether it's someone from the past that's come back, or this is just someone completely new that has entered in your life. But this is good. I mean, it's almost kind of like the talking stage, but I feel like this is the talking stage with intent. It's the talking stage with like actually planning to learn and understand about each other. So you can see if there is that potential to build there. So yeah, let's see what else you guys have. We have deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. Okay, so I feel like this is more about the past than the present, for a couple of reasons. Number one, I feel like in your past, you may have dealt with this kind of situation, which is why you may not necessarily feel that you're deserving of love. When we have been deceived one too many times, it can really take a toll on our own trust within ourselves. It can really take a toll on our self-esteem and our confidence when it comes to romantic partnerships. And when we have been through maybe either, it could be a combination of a couple things. It could be like one big relationship where there was a lot of deception, or it could have been like repetitive patterns of like, oh, you'd go out with one person for a month and then something deceptive happened. Then you'd go out with another person for a couple weeks and it would be like the same kind of thing. But either way, there's been deception from romantic partnerships in the past, which has definitely made you feel unsure of yourself. It's made you lose your confidence in romantic partnerships, and a lot of the times it's like you don't know if you can trust them, and you don't know if you can even like trust yourself to know if you're making good judgment calls in relationships. But I feel like you guys can. This is where you have to trust yourself and remember that you do deserve the absolute best. Don't let what somebody else did to you ruin that, because not everyone's going to be like that. And I feel like that plays into getting to know each other as well, because I feel like if you are kind of like newly back out there in the dating world, if you are maybe on dating apps and just starting to talk to people and that kind of thing, this is like an indication of take it slow, take your time. You don't have to rush. Like, it's okay to take your time and just talk and just get to know somebody. If you are seeing this person face to face, it's okay to just kind of like build the friendship foundation of things first. You don't have to be all touchy-feely and that kind of thing in order to make it work. So I would say definitely like just take it slow, take your time. I feel like the more you do that, number one, it's going to build that confidence back up again for you. And number two, if someone is deceptive, you'll be able to see through those red flags a lot faster. And we have stay optimistic. Stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. And that totally makes sense. That totally makes sense with everything I just said. With rebuilding your confidence, with rebuilding your self-esteem, with rebuilding trust, not only with others, within yourself. Bottom line is it's going to be very hard to do any of that if you're looking at things through a negative lens. If you're looking at every potential person who comes along with suspicion. If you're doing that, you're punishing new people for old people's sins, basically, for other people who deceived you. And that's not fair to new people. And it's not fair to yourself, because you could be cheating yourself out of a potential wonderful situation. So stay positive. And if you find it hard to stay positive, because of like other outside influences. You know, maybe you have friends or something who can be kind of negative and boo-hoo situations and talk down on things. I'm not saying to be delulu and just like live in rose-colored glasses. Of course, you have to be sensible about things, but at the same time, like if there's an influence around you that's constantly making you second guess yourself, you may want to distance yourself from that. You got to find the balance in things. Because if it's too negative, that's not going to help. If it's too positive, that's not going to help either. So, but yeah, I feel like you guys may already kind of lean a little bit more heavy on the negative side. So it is time to bring up the positivity meter. All right, so we have some cards here from the Sexual Magic Oracle deck, and we're going to see what you guys got here. Chemistry. So we have this couple here, and it looks like they're doing some cooking, like a little chemistry project. So chemistry, I feel like this is definitely something that's really important to you to obviously have in a connection, to have in a romantic partnership. And I feel like you guys are going to find that. I feel like for most of you, oh, and this is funny, we have the Taurus symbol down here. I didn't even notice that this deck had astrological signs on the bottom of it. So we have a Taurus symbol down here. So you could be a Taurus, or maybe someone that you're connected to could be a Taurus, or it could simply be the energy of Taurus coming through, which is a very solid and stable kind of energy. It can be stubborn as well, and they are cooking, which I guess once again that makes sense with Taurus and food, but anyways, yeah, so chemistry, definitely. Chemistry is important to you. And I feel like for most of you, you're probably either single this Valentine's Day and like just freshly dating around, or if you are seeing somebody, like I said, it's pretty new. It's pretty new. It's not like this is someone that you've been seeing for very long. It's not something that's like super well established just yet. But there's no red flags, so that's a good thing. Passion, yes. So like I was saying at the very beginning, you guys, and this is Aries energy. Aries energy, so we got some fire energy, which makes sense. I mean, Aries and fire and passion. So, yeah, so with this passion card, I feel like it is just reminding you guys, you know, passion, chemistry. You are worthy of that kind of love. So if you've been in relationships, if you've had connections in the past where it's been lacking chemistry, where it's been lacking passion, you know, maybe you were just with that person because, you know, they were just there and you were lonely or something. Maybe you were doing it out of obligation, out of desperation, whatever it is. Maybe you were married or something previously and you stuck it out for the kids, but you weren't like into that person anymore or something. You are worthy of that. You are worthy of someone that you have that chemistry and that passion with, where you feel that way towards them and they feel that way towards you, that it's a mutual thing. You deserve that. And if anyone ever told you that you didn't deserve that, you know, maybe people in the past who have deceived you, well, they're wrong. And that's deceptive, because you are totally worthy of that. And we have attraction. Well, she's all kinds of super naked here. Yeah, so attraction, chemistry, passion. There's definitely a theme here, you guys. There's definitely a theme. You are worthy of all these things. And this is the sun. The sun. So it's like the sun shining down on like this amazing new connection that could be coming in for you. Or maybe is already there, but you just have to, you know, grow it a bit. And we have choice. And this is the Gemini card. So we got some Gemini energy in there as well. So choice. Bottom line is the choice is yours. The choice is yours. We all have free will. And, you know, you can choose to stay in that frame of mind of being down and out and feeling negative based off of those who have deceived you in the past. And now instead of them deceiving you, it's you continuing that deception, deceiving yourself. Or you can choose to stay optimistic and trust the process, trust spirit, trust the universe, that amazing, passionate, true love filled with chemistry and attraction is on its way for you. Okay, finally we have a couple of cards here from the Lover's Oracle. And you guys have this one, which is, when it comes to matters of the heart, there is no right or wrong. Every choice you make expands your understanding of love. That's so funny because we literally just had the choices card. So once again, the choice is yours. And that's the thing, like, don't be afraid of making a wrong choice either. And I'm not saying that you guys are going to make a wrong choice, because I don't believe that you are. I believe that you have already been through so much as it is, and because of that, you have already learned a lot to get you to where you are right now, which will be a much better place than where you've been. But even if you were to make a wrong choice, don't worry about it, because Spirit has your back. And the universe is always going to redirect you and put you back on the right track to take you to where you want to be. So even if you veer off the path and take a minor detour, it's not the end of the world. There will obviously still be expansion of your heart and things to learn from that. And that doesn't mean it has to be a bad thing either. But once again, the choice is yours. And then you guys also got this one, which says, look deep within your heart, and you will feel my love. My love for you is as deep as the ocean. So I feel like this is a message from your person. This is a message from your incoming person. Either the person that you're already kind of speaking to, or the person that is yet to come into your life. This is the evidence here that there is this soul connection, that there is this partnership that is there, that is waiting for you. Bottom line is, if you crave it and you desire it, if it is this pure thing in your heart and it's nothing that is harmful to yourself or anyone else, then it is just as real as you breathing and watching this video right now. The desires of our heart are not put in there to drive us crazy and to make us feel bad and to go unrequited. The desires of our heart are placed inside of our heart so we can manifest those things, so those things can come true into physicality of the real world. So trust that this person is there. If look at it this way. When you're struggling and when you're having those hard moments, just say to yourself, if I exist, he exists, or she exists, or they exist, or whoever it is. But if I exist, they exist. Bottom line, if I exist, they exist, because they are there and they are waiting for you. So that's basically what I have for you guys for your Valentine's Day 2024 reading. Hopefully this message resonated and made sense for you. If the message doesn't flow, let it go. But if it does make sense, let me know and drop me a comment down below in the comment section. I would love to hear from you. And once again, you guys, before I wrap this up, please give this video a big thumbs up, because that helps me out a lot here on the YouTube algorithm. If I resonate with you as a reader, I invite you to go ahead and subscribe at this time and hit that notification bell, because that way then you will be kept up to date, in the loop, and in the news as to what is going on here on my channel. So that's basically that, you guys. And once again, if I resonate with you as a reader, I invite you to check out my website, shadowandshine.com, as well as my Patreon in terms of memberships and what the current offerings are for both Patreon memberships as well as readings and all that good stuff on my website. So once again, all the information to those things, my website, my Patreon, so on and so forth, is all in the description box down below. I appreciate you guys very much, and I hope that you have a very wonderful and love-filled Valentine's Day. I am sending you guys lots of hugs and much love. Keep sparkling. Hi, Pile 2. If you chose the clear quartz heart, then this is going to be the reading for you to find out what is in store for you this Valentine's Day 2024 for love and romance and all that good stuff. All right, let's see what you guys got. All right, we're going to start off here with your Romance Angels cards, and you guys got worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. Okay, so you guys may feel like you're in a holding pattern this Valentine's Day. You may feel like you're waiting, needing a lot of patience. I'm just going to keep going here to see exactly what we're having patience for. This could be a lot of different things. This could be you being single and waiting for that person to come into your life, waiting for a relationship, or you could be in a relationship or connected to somebody already, and maybe it's been a frustrating journey and you're waiting on things to change and maybe take a new stage, take a new cycle in your connection. So that's why I need to dig deeper. I need to go to the next card. Let's find out exactly what you guys are waiting on. What is this waiting in context to exactly? Give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. Okay, so this goes to tell me that probably for most of you, not to say that it's going to be for everybody, but I feel like for a lot of you, you probably are already involved with somebody in your life. This could be someone that you're either dating, that you are married to, or it could be like, one of those crazy twin flame dynamics, basically, where it's like you're in a relationship, you have this connection, but at the same time, you're not in a relationship. It could be a situationship, I guess you could say. But there's definitely a soul connection going on here. There's definitely a soul tie. So even if you were to physically say that you're single, your heart may be taken. It could be like one of those kinds of situations. And that could also explain a lot as to why you may have to be waiting through this, because when you're in one of those situations where you might technically be single, but your heart is taken, that can be very, very frustrating, and that can require a lot of patience. So I do kind of get the vibe already, automatically right off the bat, that this is probably going to be a very twin flamey kind of vibe going on here. Now, on the off chance, if you are single and there's absolutely no one in the picture whatsoever, this could be in reference to a future partner. But I do feel like for most of you, this is probably someone that you already know, someone you're already connected with. Most likely when you see that picture, when you see that card, there's probably someone who instantly comes to mind with you already. And if that's the case, then this is probably the pile for you. Forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. Okay, so once again, this definitely aligns with the whole twin flame type of narrative. So when you're in a complicated and chaotic twin flame journey, there are a lot of ups and downs and ins and outs. There's times of separation, there's times of union, and everything in between. This is the person who is going to create the most soul growth for you in your life, is what it comes down to. And when you're in that relationship, it takes a lot of forgiveness. And truthfully, really for any relationship to ultimately succeed in life, not just romantic relationships, but even with our family and our friends and that kind of thing, the key to a successful relationship of any kind is for the relationship to involve two people who are very good at forgiving one another. Because at the end of the day, we're all going to disappoint each other to some level, to some kind of degree, even if it's unintentional. And I feel like for the most part, we don't purposely set out to go out there and hurt people. We don't purposely intend to upset people. That most of the time when that does happen, especially if it's in relationships that are very intimate and that are very close, where there is a deep love, most of the time it is communication errors. Most of the time it's from a lack of awareness, not from purposely wanting to hurt somebody. So it takes a lot of forgiveness, and it's through those moments where we have to forgive each other, and it's through those moments of understanding each other, that's where the learning comes in, because we're learning how the other person receives information. You know, someone else may receive information differently than how we do. You know, it's about understanding love languages and attachment styles and the way we communicate with one another and that kind of thing. And the only way we really understand that is when we go through those times of friction and misunderstandings where we have to forgive each other and, you know, really kind of dive deep and learn, like, okay, where did this go wrong? What exactly happened here? How can we improve this so this doesn't happen again, so this doesn't become a repeated issue? And it takes two people who want to do that, who want to learn, who want to grow. Like, it's not going to work if it's just one person who wants to grow and the other person is comfortable being stagnant, obviously. But I feel like there's a lot of that going on in this connection, which, like I said, if this is a twin flame type of thing, there's a lot of that goes into it. And we have past life relationship. You have known each other before. Again, twin flames. Twin flames, it's not uncommon, go through lifetime after lifetime after lifetime together. So this is definitely a strong bond, a strong connection, a strong soul tie that has gone back for, you know, who knows how long, how many past lives. And once again, you guys have probably had to do a lot of learning, a lot of growing, a lot of forgiving, basically, from lifetime to lifetime to lifetime. So, you know, hopefully you're getting it a little bit more this lifetime than previous lifetimes. Okay, so we also have some cards here from the Sexual Magic Oracle. And you guys got Temptation, and we got some Libra energy here going on. We got the little Libra symbol down there, and we clearly have a third party situation. So this could be part of what the issue is right now. There could be a third party going on. You know, whether it's a guy with two girls or a girl with two guys, you know, it could be you maybe who has your twin and maybe you're obligated elsewhere to someone else, or it could be them who has you and then they're obligated to someone else. But obviously, if that is your situation, of course, there's going to be a need for a lot of forgiving, a lot of patience. Yeah, so that's definitely not easy for sure, but we definitely have some third party energy happening here. And we have Wrath. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's like another third party thing, because we have, I'm trying to see. Okay, so I was like, who's a boy and so we have a guy here, a girl at the door, and a girl over here. And this is Mars energy coming through. And, you know, Mars is obviously like very much so kind of like warlike and action oriented and everything. So I feel like, because once again, we have two cards here with this third party energy. So I feel like this is definitely confirmation of a third party. Now, if you're not in a third party situation, but you're in a twin flame situation, the third party doesn't necessarily have to be a person. The third party could be an addiction of some sort. It could be distance. Basically, a third party or a third element, it's any kind of boundary, it's any kind of obstacle that is preventing growth, preventing intimacy, preventing progress in your relationship is what it comes down to. So it doesn't necessarily have to be like a third party relationship thing. It could be something else. Maybe this person is a workaholic or something, and they let work be the thing to come in between the two of you. But the bottom line is there's something there coming in between the two of you. And I feel like there have been a lot of times where you have kind of wanted to show your wrath, is what it comes down to, where you have had your buttons pushed one too many times, you've been pissed, and you're like, I'm just done. I just want to like blow up at this person. I just want to give them a piece of my mind, tell them what I truly think, and then walk away. And there may have been times where you've done that before, but because it's a soul connection, it kind of doesn't matter how many times you scream and yell at them. They're always going to bounce back somehow. And your love for them doesn't necessarily go away just because you blow up. So the whole wrath thing may not necessarily actually get you anywhere. So yeah, and I feel like if we're having this card coming through, especially when we had forgiving and learning coming out earlier, I feel like that's basically Spirit asking you, instead of tapping into this wrath and wanting to rip their head off, and I'm not saying that it's not justified. I'm not saying that at all. How you feel may be very justified in wanting to do that, but rather than take the actions in doing that, it may be best to step aside and take some time for yourself, distract yourself, cool down, and that kind of thing. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't say how you feel, because I definitely feel that you should, but instead of approaching it from a very angry place where you may not be received as well, try to come at it from a more calm place. So that way then you can be heard out for what you really need to say. All right, we also have, oh my gosh, you guys, forgiveness. Forgiveness. I can't make this up. Forgiveness. And this is Pisces energy coming through. Okay, so you guys got double forgiveness here. I mean, I gotta say this much. I love it when these decks do this, and we have two completely different decks, but the same identical messages coming through. Forgiveness here and forgiveness there. So this is just confirmation. This is just a reminder, just doubling up on that. Forgiveness, forgiveness, forgiveness. So you could be sitting here shaking your head, going, no way, I'm not forgiving that person, blah, 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 blah. You can be saying that all you want, but Spirit has other plans for you. Spirit's like, no, you need to forgive. And I feel like the glare from the ring light is getting on these cards a little bit, but I'm trying to work with it here. All right, and we have desire. So, you may be mad at this person. You may be pissed off at this person to all your heart's desire. But at the same time, the desire between you and that person is still very much there. You cannot shake them, is what it comes down to. You cannot shake them, and they cannot shake you. So yeah. All right, let's see what your Lover's Oracle cards say. Here's your first one, and it says, the past is now behind you. Release and embrace new possibilities. A new path is now available to you. Follow it with faith. So, with that card coming through, I feel like it could be an indication of there could be a possibility that this third party kind of situation could be over. It could be something from the past. It could be something that's happened before. But if you're still holding on to bitterness and resentment and anger and wrath towards this person, obviously your connection is not going to be able to heal, and it's not going to be able to move into a better place when you're holding on to that. So, it's time to let go. And even if the third party situation is still presently going on, it's still best to let the situation go. Not as a way to excuse them, but just so you can have peace of mind for yourself. That doesn't mean you have to instantly get back together with this person or any of those kinds of things. Maybe go and do some things to just take care of yourself and live your best life for the time being, and just explore the world, just being you and doing you. And clearly there's a soul connection here. So this person's going to be returning at some point. I cannot tell you when, but they're going to be at some point, if not sooner than later. But regardless, it's time to release the past. It is time to release that. It's time to carve that new path. And I do believe that this person is a part of that new path. But you're not going to find that out if you're still holding on to the old gunk. And you guys have look inside yourself. Examine what is causing you to feel this way. So, you could also be sitting here and you could be saying, but I've done the work, but I've already forgiven, but I've done this, but I've done that, but. And the truth is, if there still isn't peace, I guess you could say, in your heart, if it still feels like there's something missing, even if you can't put your finger on it exactly, that means that there's still a certain amount of internal examination and reflection that needs to happen, is what it comes down to. So, these cards are out of control right now. Yeah. So I feel like you guys need to spend some time doing some work within yourself and do some internal reflection about that. This isn't an easy Valentine's Day for you guys. I can tell that much. I feel like you guys are definitely very much so heartbroken this Valentine's Day. You may not necessarily be with this person on Valentine's Day, but the connection is still there. And I feel like, if anything, this reading should remind you guys, first and foremost, forgiveness. Forgiveness is number one. But also that you're unfortunately going to need some more patience, as much as you probably don't want to do that. But that this relationship, this connection is real. It is true. It's frustrating. I understand that. It's frustrating as all hell, but it is the real deal. So that's what I have for you guys. Hopefully this message resonated. If the message didn't flow, of course, just let it go. But if it did resonate and make sense, then just drop me a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. And if I resonate with you as a reader, I invite you to go ahead and subscribe to my channel at this time, and go ahead and hit that notification bell, because that way then you will be up to date and in the know every time there is a brand new reading, or any other new update for that matter, anytime I go live and so on. So, so I definitely invite you to do that. And of course, I would really appreciate it, you guys, if you gave this video a big thumbs up, because that helps me out here on the YouTube algorithm. So yeah, that's basically that. And once again, if I resonate with you as a reader, I invite you to also go ahead and check out my website, shadowandshine.com. There is a variety of readings there available for you to check out if you are interested in a personal reading. And there are oracle decks available there as well. And I also invite you guys to check out my Patreon. There's a lot going on there with the different memberships available, so feel free to check that out too. So, yeah, that's basically that. So, Patreon, my website, shadowandshine.com, all that good information is in the description box down below, and you can check that all out there. So I hope you guys have a very wonderful, a very lovely, and amazing, love-filled Valentine's Day. I am sending you guys lots of hugs and much love. Keep sparkling. Hi, Pile 3. If you chose the Rose Quartz Heart, then this is going to be the reading for you to find out what is in store for you this Valentine's Day 2024. All right, good stuff. Let's see what you guys got. We're going to kick things off here with the Romance Angels and see what you guys need to know. What is going on? Ooh! Honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. Well, that is a fantastic way to start this reading. So, I mean, it doesn't really get much better than that, you guys, right? It sounds like you could be headed for a very blissful, romantic, beautiful Valentine's Day. Even if it's not necessarily traveling, this could imply travel. But even if it's not, it could be just like a nice little getaway at home. I know Valentine's Day is like in the middle of the week this year, so it might be hard to get away. Or if you are doing a getaway, it could be like maybe the weekend after Valentine's Day or something like that. But this definitely implies a lot of romance and a really wonderful and enjoyable time. So that is always good news. Okay, attraction. You must attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. Ooh, so I feel like whatever is coming up for you this Valentine's Day, like, first of all, it sounds like you have something planned, that you already have like some kind of romantic date, romantic dinner, romantic rendezvous. There's something romantic coming up for you. Maybe someone that you are involved with is planning something for you, and there's definitely attraction there between the two of you. And I think it's interesting that it says enjoying this moment fully. So when this little honeymoon excursion or whatever it winds up being, when this does wind up happening, I feel like Spirit is basically reminding you to really enjoy it, to really take it all in, to taste and breathe in every single second of it. Because, in life, we can get very hurried and we can get very rushed and we can get very caught up in the day-to-day chaos of, just life, basically paying bills and going to work, and now it's tax season, and, picking up the kids and dropping off the kids and going to the grocery store and so on and so forth. We can forget to really enjoy those blissful little moments. So when this happens, really be in that moment. Don't be like at this romantic dinner and thinking about like, I gotta pay X, Y, and Z bill tomorrow. Like, don't worry about X, Y, and Z bill. It'll still be there. So you don't need to think about it. You don't need to focus on other things when you're in this moment. So really embrace it, really enjoy it. Just let the rest of the world dim around you and focus the light on this romantic date, this romantic time just between the two of you over Valentine's Day. We also have trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. So, like I said, you may be caught up in a lot of other things right now. And in some ways, I feel like for some of you guys, like this little honeymoon thing, this little romantic rendezvous, it may even seem like too good to be true. for a couple of different reasons. It could be because, once again, you're caught up in just like the chaos of everyday life, and maybe you're just like, oh, my life really doesn't have a lot of love and romance in it because it's all go, 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 do, this, that, and the other kind of thing. So it may feel kind of weird to slow it down and just enjoy that for the time being. And another reason it could be weird is maybe in the past you have had previous relationships where it lacked the romance and it lacked you being swooped off of your feet and treated well and listened to and all these other things. So when somebody is treating you well, it could almost seem suspicious, like it's too good to be true. But I feel like Spirit is trying to remind you here, like enjoy it, trust it. It's not too good to be true. This is what it's supposed to be like. This is the way it should be. This is the way it was supposed to be the whole time. So, just trust it. Just because it's different doesn't mean it's bad. It's good. So, attitude of gratitude. And we have heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with one another. So I feel like this definitely confirms the fact that most likely this group is already in a committed relationship. I mean, first of all, you have this honeymoon thing that's happening, but I feel like you already probably have a lot of these heart-to-heart conversations with this person. And I feel like, once again, that may be kind of like why it's a little shocking, like, oh my gosh, like, this person listens to me. This person doesn't treat me like shit. This person respects me. This person has respect for my boundaries. Like, this person will grow with me, and there's intimacy between us, both physically, emotionally, and mentally. So I feel like a lot of these heart-to-heart conversations have obviously been very good for your relationship. It's been very good for your communication. And, reflect on those heart-to-heart conversations, because that's what's going to help you continue to have that trust. And who knows, you may have some more of those heart-to-heart conversations while you're enjoying Valentine's Day this year. You may even see your relationship and your connection with one another just grow in terms of depth with one another. So I think that's a beautiful thing. You guys seem to have a very positive relationship here, and not everyone can say that. So I think that's a beautiful thing. All right, let's see what the sexual magic oracle cards have to say for you guys. And you got leaving. Oh, that's interesting. I'm curious to see what the rest of these have to say. So, with the leaving card, now considering we have a lot of really positive cards here implying that this connection is good and it's stable and it's solid. We also have the Capricorn symbol here, you guys. So this could be Capricorn energy coming in. It could be you who's a Capricorn. They could be a Capricorn. There could be just strong Capricorn heavy placements in someone's charts here. But anyways, yeah, like the leaving energy definitely does not match what's happening down here. So I feel like, if anything, this is more so in regards to the past. That maybe have been what you guys experienced in the past, which is why it's really weird for you to trust this new situation where you're having heart-to-heart conversations and listening to one another, because all of that avoids someone from up and leaving, kind of ghosting with no explanation or anything like that. So I feel like, if anything, this is the past energy, and this is probably indicating where you have been before, what you've experienced before, and why, if you do find the situation to be too good to be true, this is probably why. You're used to somebody up and leaving when you've had heart-to-heart conversations, or when you thought you did, and in this situation, it's completely different because this person is sticking around. In this situation, there's attraction. There's something beautiful happening here. We also have freedom. So this is a reminder from Spirit that you are free from this past situation. This is interesting because we have this girl here. She has a pair of scissors. There's a picture of a couple here on the card, which is probably her and her previous lover, her ex. And, she's ready to take the scissors and snip it and cut it up. But out here, there's another person waiting. And I feel like this is the new person. This is the healthy relationship person. They're waiting to whisk you away, to carry you away on this honeymoon, and to have like a good, fresh start with one another. To have a good relationship together. So you can leave the leaving behind. You're free from that is what it comes down to. So it's like if somebody else treated you poorly, didn't treat you what you were worth, didn't give you what you deserved, leave that in the past. Don't punish your current person, your new person, someone who clearly loves and cherishes you for you. Don't let them pay for somebody else's wrongdoing. So you are free from that. So try to remember that. Don't drag that into a healthy connection. We find healing in new connections as well. So, while it's very important for us to find healing within ourselves and during times of independence, it's also equally important to find healing with others, because just like we find wounding in relationships, we can find healing in relationships as well. And in a certain level, to a certain degree, there's some healing that we can only necessarily find in relationship that we're not going to be able to find just completely independently on our own, because we are built for community and we are built for relationships. Self-confidence. All right. Self-confidence here. So once again, I feel like this is kind of like that trust yourself energy. Trust. This situation is calling you to have faith. And sometimes you have to have faith in yourself. You have to have faith in yourself that you have made the right choices, that you have chosen the right person, that not every situation is going to go belly up, that you truly can embrace this Valentine's Day and these special and tender moments. You can truly enjoy those, and you don't have to worry about the other shoe dropping. You don't have to worry about a catch-22. You don't have to worry about any of those things. That you can come to this relationship authentic and genuine and who you really are, that you can let your guard down and be able to genuinely connect and enjoy these moments with this person. So trust yourself. Have that self-confidence. We all make mistakes, that's okay. Just forgive yourself. It's time to move forward. Onwards to bigger and better things, right? And we have empathy. So I feel like one of the reasons, this is very emotionally daunting to you is because you are a very empathetic person. And whenever I see terms like empathy, like automatically my brain kind of goes like intuition, intuitive, that kind of thing. So you may be quite the intuitive person yourself. You may be someone who may be able to sit down and do readings for others yourself in a lot of different ways. You may be able to tap into energies and see things and understand things in a way that maybe others may not necessarily be able to pick up on. And maybe in a lot of ways, maybe that's why you've been hard on yourself, because you're just like, well, gee, if I'm this empathetic person who truly understands, why didn't I see those red flags in the past where someone was going to leave me? And, just because you're empathetic, just because you're intuitive doesn't mean you're not human. We can all get blindsided every once in a while, and that's okay. That doesn't make you a failure at all. If anything, put that empathy where it matters the most, and you can probably feel the energy from this new person being loving and genuine, and that can be scary. I'm not saying it's not, but, definitely trust it. And I feel like this person is also very empathetic towards you. I feel like they understand, like, what you've been through and where you're coming from. So don't shrug it off and think it's weird or anything like that. It's a good thing. Just trust this process here. All right, so we have 2 cards from the Lover's Oracle, and you guys got Only Time Will Tell. So trust the process here. Trust the process. You may not necessarily feel completely at ease and completely comfortable until a certain amount of time has passed. And I feel like that time also kind of plays into your own heart healing is what it comes down to. And I feel like a lot of that heart healing you're going to find in this current and better, healthier relationship that you're in right now. And we have new beginning. A new adventure awaits. Embrace it and live your dreams passionately. So this new relationship, this new person, this healthy relationship that you're in, it's the new beginning you've been waiting for. It is a fresh start. It is not the old relationship that hurt you before in the past. Once again, it may help to have those heart-to-heart conversations so you have reassurance and trust with this person and within yourself. You have to trust the process and, embrace and enjoy the moments that are going to be happening over Valentine's Day. Spirit wants to treat you this Valentine's Day. Spirit doesn't want you to feel fear. Spirit doesn't want you to feel anxiety or miss out on enjoying something special with a special person this holiday. So I feel like, if anything, this message for you is to enjoy Valentine's Day. Release the fear, release the anxiety, release the worry, connect with your person, go with the flow. It's okay to take your time with things, but you truly do have something special here. So trust it, trust yourself, and enjoy it. Enjoy your Valentine's Day, you guys. That's the big thing here. That's the big key. Enjoy your Valentines. So that is the message that I have for you guys today. If the message didn't flow, of course, just let it go. But if it did resonate, please let me know and drop me a comment down below in the comment section. I would love to hear from you. And also give this video a big thumbs up, because that certainly helps me out here on the YouTube algorithm. And also, you guys, if I resonate with you as a reader, I invite you to go ahead and subscribe to my channel at this time and hit that notification bell, because when you hit that notification bell, you will be up to date and you will be in the know of every brand new reading that is uploaded, every new update, every time I go live, every time, like I said, anything new that happens, you will be the first in the know. And also, if I resonate with you as a reader, I invite you to go ahead and check out my website, shadowandshine.com, to check out the current readings that are available there, the oracle decks that I have for sale there that you might be interested in. And also, feel free to check out my Patreon as well and see if you're interested in any of those memberships and what's happening over on Patreon. So links to Patreon, my website, and all of my other social accounts, anything and everything basically that you need to know, once again, is in the description box down below. So feel free to check that out if you are interested. Otherwise, I want to thank you guys for checking out this video and hanging out here with me today. I definitely appreciate you so incredibly much. And I am wishing you a very happy Valentine's Day filled with lots of love. And I am sending you lots of hugs and much love as well. Keep sparkling. Hi, Pile 4. If you chose this sparkly, light purplish kind of aura quartz, I don't know what kind of aura, but it's definitely aura. If you chose this heart, then this is going to be the reading for you to find out what is in store for you this Valentine's Day 2024. All right, let's get into it, friends. We're going to start things off here with the Romance Angels and see where it takes us. Separation. Time apart from your person is on the horizon. So this may be kind of a painful Valentine's Day, unfortunately, for this group. If you are involved with somebody right now, you may not be with this person as of this time. You could be going through a breakup. You could be going through separation. Automatically, when I see the word separation, especially in regards to love and romance, my knee-jerk reaction is usually like the separation phase when it comes to a twin flame connection. So it's possible you could be in a twin flame dynamic and you are currently in a season of separation at this time. But either way, it's not a fun feeling. Twin flame or not. Bottom line is, if there's somebody out there in the world that you love and you care about and you can't be with that person, it sucks. It hurts. Even if you're not broken up, even for a few of you, I feel like maybe you're not broken up and maybe you're together, but maybe the separation is like physical separation. Maybe you live in two different parts of the country or two different parts of the world, and even if you communicate and you talk to each other all the time, you might physically be separated from your person at this time, not able to spend Valentine's Day together. So either way, however the context looks, like I said, it's not a fun feeling. It's not a fun feeling to experience, to feel, to go through. Chemistry. There is a strong magnetic attraction here. So I feel like that only amplifies the pain of the separation, because when you do have a lot of chemistry with someone, when you do have a high level of attraction to somebody, when you can't be with that person, it makes it more painful. It brings a load of suffering and hurt, and there's a lot of longing that goes into that. And once again, that's very common in a twin flame situation, because twin flames are very heavy duty in the chemistry and passion and attraction department. So that's going to make it even harder if that's the case. Let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. So this is a good thing. Okay, so we have a little bit of a cushy pillow to kind of fall on here when we're in pain and when we're suffering. So chances are, if this is your situation, if this does describe what you're experiencing, the good thing is it sounds like you probably have some friends around you who are very understanding and who are very supportive of your situation. So, if you are going through it right now, if you are in pain, if you are longing for this person and you're not able to be with this person, rather than focus on the separation this Valentine's Day, I feel like Spirit is nudging you to spend some time with your friends. Go to them for a bit of encouragement and support, because they love you and they want to be there for you, and they will be. In a lot of ways, I feel like this card could be pointing and indicating towards you spending your Valentine's Day more in the form of a Galentine's Day. So, maybe instead of focusing on romantic love on Valentine's Day, spend a day out with your girlfriends or something. Go do some shopping together, go get pampered, go get your hair done, your nails done, go see a movie together, go out and, get a bite to eat together or something like that. Just do something girly and fun, and it'll probably be a treat not only for you, but for your friends as well. Maybe they're going through stuff too, and it could be just very cathartic and good for all of you. And we also have calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. So that's very interesting because we started off with separation here, and this is asking you to call in your soulmate to like bring you together. So it is indicating that you are separated from your person at this time. Now, the Romance Angels deck doesn't actually have like a twin flame terminology in their deck. They just call it a soulmate. But I feel like this is more so about calling in that twin flame. So, you know, even if you do wind up separated from this person over Valentine's Day, there's nothing wrong with practicing some affirmations. There's nothing wrong with putting out there your prayers and petitions to the universe and claiming your desires, claiming what you want. Like, there's nothing wrong with doing that. There's nothing wrong with affirming that, or in a sense, like faking it till you make it in a sense, like acting as if like you already have that, like you and your person are already together. And I don't mean that in like a delulu way or anything like that, but sometimes we have to embrace those emotions like it's already currently existing before that can fully manifest and take place in our physical world. So and that could be something that you could get together and do with your friends as well, especially if you have friends who are going through maybe something similar, because I do find that, you know, twin flame people kind of find each other and that kind of thing. You know, birds of a feather flock together kind of a thing. So if you have friends who are going through a similar thing, maybe that's something that you guys could do for your like Galentine's Day or whatever. You guys could maybe have like a little ceremony or manifestation fest, or maybe you could create some spell jars together or practice some affirmations together, that kind of thing. You know, you for your situation and theirs for their situations. And if you bring all of that together, you know, especially with several people in agreement for that, encouraging one another and supporting one another, that's only going to amplify that energy for each and every one of you even more so. So it's going to be easier to embrace those emotions then, so you can bring that to manifest. And that way then you can step out of that season of separation and be able to bring in your soulmate together is what it comes down to. And I think it's very interesting too, because on this card, like the guy behind her is an angel. And I mean, granted, you know, you could look at this like on the surface level and think like, oh, that's her soulmate. But I feel like this is like the angels helping her in calling in her soulmate is what it comes down to, and bringing that person forth into her life. So yeah, like you guys in a sense may want to get a little witchy on Valentine's Day and do your thing to bring in your person or people, if it's more than one of you who are going through that. Not in a manipulative way, kind of way, obviously, you know, everyone is entitled to their free will, but like I said, if you embrace those emotions, if you speak positively, if you're life affirming, if you're doing those kinds of things, it's definitely not going to hurt. It's going to help is what it comes down to. So yeah, you may want to give that a try over Valentine's Day. Okay, we also have some oracle cards from the Sexual Magic Oracle deck, and you guys got Surrendering. Now this one can definitely be challenging, especially when we're tired, when we're impatient, when it seems like all of our external circumstances are saying no and are giving us reasons to give up. That can be really hard. And in those situations, the best thing you can do is surrender. And I don't mean that in the sense of giving up, but I mean that in the sense of surrendering the control. surrendering your need to control the situation. It's about letting go and letting the universe kind of do its thing. And that can be very scary because a lot of the times we don't know necessarily what that means or when that's going to unfold. But things are guaranteed to pick up momentum and to flow a lot easier when we're able to get into that place of surrender. That is probably one of the hardest things to do in our time of growth and development and developing those spiritual muscles, basically. That can be one of the most challenging things because that is so much like an internal battle with the ego and our pride and needing to have control over things. So that can be a challenging one. And if you're dealing with that, my support goes out to you. And that's probably another reason why they're like, let your friends help you. Because it's hard to go through that completely isolated. It's hard to go through that alone. It's good to have encouragement. It's good to have support and to have people, holding your hand and coaching you through it and cheering you on, letting you know that they believe in you and that you can do this and you can get through this. And, granted, I may not know who you are personally, but just by doing this reading, like your energy is here and it's obviously present in this reading. And I'm telling you right now, if this reading is resonating for you, that I do know that you have that strength within you as well to be able to surrender, to be able to let go, to be able to release the control, that you are stronger than you know and you realize. So I don't know who needs to hear that, but somebody may need to hear that. Okay. We have Bliss. Oh, wow. Now that's a fancy card there. Bliss, because at the end of the day, if you surrender, bliss is where you're headed. Like, Spirit has your back. Spirit's gonna take care of things. Spirit isn't gonna have you surrender to lead you towards misery and pain and awkwardness and uncomfortableness. Like, no, if you release, if you let go, if you surrender, if you go with the flow, that time of separation is going to close. They're going to come into your life and it's going to be bliss. It's going to be bliss because it's going to be like this amazing reunion that you didn't even see coming. It's going to be so amazing. And I feel like this is probably more so after Valentine's Day. I feel like the focus on Valentine's Day is truly going to be that time with your friends, but it's going to be a time to kind of like set things up to get that springboard ready for you to jump and launch yourself into that season of bliss, bringing that person into your life. And we have fidelity here. So, it's commitment. It's something solid, something stable. So something you can trust in is what it comes down to here with you and this person that you're going to have bliss with. And finally, we have romanticism. So this is interesting. Romanticism can almost kind of be like a double-edged sword in a sense, especially if we're talking about the twin flame journey. Because I feel like when it comes to the twin flame journey, a lot of people do romanticize it. They kind of put their rose-colored glasses on and they look at the happily ever after and they look at the passion and they look at the chemistry and, all those ooey gooey feelings. And then when it comes to the growth part, when it comes to the spiritual development part of things, when things get hard, then those rose-colored glasses come off and, it's a real crash down to reality. So I feel like it's a good reminder that if you are in a twin flame situation, if this reading is making sense for you, especially in regards to a twin flame, not to romanticize the situation. Now, that doesn't mean that it's not romantic. That doesn't mean that there's not passion. That doesn't mean that there's not chemistry. because that is a part of it. But I feel like this is a good reminder that there will always be growth in this, and that's ultimately its true purpose. Its true purpose is not fairy tales and romance. Its true purpose is growth and development, and this person and your connection with them, ultimately them leading you down this path of you becoming who you're truly meant to be. Of them truly leading you to the best version of yourself possible, where you're rising higher and becoming better is what it comes down to. And usually that only kind of happens through the times of separation. Otherwise, we're basically living in la la land the entire time. So yeah, that's what we got here with romanticism. All right, finally, I have a couple of cards for you guys here from the Lover's Oracle, and you guys got, my beloved, though we may be physically apart, spiritually we are always united. For love transcends space and time, nothing is missing. You guys, I love it when this happens. I love it when I have like two completely different decks that basically wind up giving the same message and confirm one another. So, this card here, number one, this is a message from your person. This is a message from them to you, because they are saying, my beloved. So if you were waiting for some kind of message of confirmation directly from them, this is it. And it's funny because they're saying, though we may be physically apart. And what did you guys get right off the bat? First thing here was separation. So this is definitely confirmation of that separation. But once again, you may be physically apart. You may not be communicating, whatever the situation may be. But that's okay, because you are always spiritually connected. You do have this soul tie. You do have this soul bond. And there's nothing in the world that can break that. And it's funny because I know people can get very wound up over like cord cutting and that kind of thing. And this is just a side note, you guys. If you do have any like toxic tendencies with your twin flame, you can cut the negative ties. You can cut the toxic ties that are there. And when you cut those cords, you will never cut the cords of love. You cannot cut cords of love. It is absolutely impossible to do. So that is actually my recommendation, is to tie any cords of toxicity, of any negativity, any fear, anything like that. Cut those cords, because those are ultimately harming your connection with this person. And don't be afraid to do it, because you're not going to lose the connection that you have with this person, because cords of love can never be cut. It will always be there, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. It cannot be destroyed. So always remember that you are always connected to this person. And then this card says, life is a series of constantly shifting cycles. When we resist change, we resist the natural flows of life and create unnecessary stress. Go with the flow. You will be surprised where it leads. Which totally makes sense, you guys. That's surrendering. Surrendering right there. Going with the flow. When you surrender, you will be surprised. And not in a bad way. You'll be surprised in a good way. More than promised. And just like separation, maybe the current cycle that you're in, it's temporary. It's a cycle. Just like the rain. Think about that. Think about the weather. It's not raining and gloomy every single day. Eventually, the rain has to pass. Eventually, the sun does come out. And as it does with the weather, it will in your situation as well. And then you guys can connect and become one and be back together once again. So really trust that. And that is basically what I have for you guys for your Valentine's Day 2024 reading. Once again, I think you guys would definitely fare really well if you spent some time with some friends this Valentine's Day, and chances are it'll be good not only for you, but your friends as well. If this message resonated and made sense for you, feel free to drop me a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. And if the message didn't flow, of course, just let it go. Also, you guys, please give this video a big thumbs up on your way out of here, because that really helps me out here on the YouTube algorithm. And if I do resonate with you as a reader, I ask you to go ahead and subscribe at this time and hit that notification bell, because when you hit the notification bell, you will be up to date, in the know, and be the first to know when a brand new reading comes out, or whenever there's any other news and updates that are worthy of you to know about. Also, if I resonate with you as a reader, I also would like you guys to please go ahead and check out my website, shadowandshine.com, because over there you can find all of the services that I have available for you guys, all of my current offerings in terms of readings, oracle decks, and the like. So if you're interested in a personal reading, that is the best way to go ahead and go about doing that. Also, you guys, my Patreon is open as well. So if you're interested in becoming a Patreon member, you can check out Patreon as well. So links to Patreon, my website, and all my other socials, anything that you need to know, is all in the description box down below. So feel free to check those things out if you feel drawn to do so. Anyways, that's pretty much what I have for you guys today. I hope you guys have a wonderful and love-filled Valentine's Day. I am sending you guys lots of hugs and much love. Keep sparkling.